So I recently finished watching the first season, so far the only season, of a cartoon called Gravity Falls. This cartoon showed up on the Disney Channel starting in 2012, I think, and I hadn't actually heard of it until sometime last year. I think it was maybe in the summer of last year, and I didn't really know what it was about. I had gone to Wikipedia to read up on it a little bit, and I just read the first couple of sentences on the Wikipedia article, and that article was very unhelpful in trying to help me figure out what this show was about. I had no idea what the show was about, just reading a couple of sentences on that article. And then, much more recently, I had heard about this show again. I don't remember how I heard about it, but I went ahead and watched a few episodes, and I ended up really enjoying it a lot. And just recently, last night, as I record this video, I finished watching the first season, and I wanted to do a quick little review-ish thing for this series. When I first started watching this show, I made the comparison that it is basically like if the X-Files and Twin Peaks had a baby. I watched roughly the first half of season 1 of Twin Peaks. I don't think I got very far into that show at all, and it was okay. It had a certain charm to it, but it wasn't really for me. This show has that small town oddity thing about it. This is set in a small town. You're seeing the same characters over and over again. Even the minor characters are recurring characters. You're seeing them in the background. Characters who don't have any lines of dialogue, you will see them again and again throughout recurring episodes. And it's also got this thing that the X-Files has, where characters are researching and investigating the paranormal and the unusual. In this case, instead of 2 FBI agents, it's a pair of siblings, 2 twins, Dipper and Mabel Pines. They have gone to Gravity Falls, Oregon to live with their great-uncle Stan, who owns a tourist stop where he sells merchandise that is basically trying to rip off tourists. And in this town, there's a lot of strange and unusual stuff. Slight spoiler here, the very first episode has an army of gnomes who want to marry Mabel Pines and make her their queen. So that's the sort of tone that you can expect with this series. It's fun, it's unusual, it's very quirky. If you are a fan of the long-form arc-driven TV shows, usually you will see these in live-action shows. Very rarely do you see this kind of thing done in animation. But if you are a fan of that kind of storytelling, I would highly recommend that you watch Gravity Falls. In a lot of ways, this show has a lot of ongoing mysteries that aren't really resolved. It kind of reminds me of Lost, except that it's not that mysterious about it. It's a little more straightforward, giving you certain answers, and it doesn't have nearly as many mysteries in the first season as a show like Lost had. But it is that sort of show. It's got a lot of mysteries. At the end of the first season, there are plenty of questions left up in the air that do not have answers yet. It makes me very excited to see season 2. I don't really know what else to say about this show. I don't want to spoil too much because I really think this is the kind of show that you should go out there and watch. Whether you are a fan of animated stuff or not, I know there's some people out there who carry with them this stigma that if something is animated, then it is automatically inferior to something that is live action. Try and abandon that at the door if you decide to give this a chance. I didn't really know what to expect when I went into this show. I ended up really enjoying it. I think it is probably one of the best cartoons I've seen in recent years. I am a pretty big fan of The Legend of Korra. That's a show that started around the same time as Gravity Falls. I'm not sure if I would say this is better than Season 1 of The Legend of Korra, because I really did like Season 1 of Korra, but this is definitely better than Season 2 of The Legend of Korra. So if you are into that sort of thing, long-form storytelling, kind of heavy on the arc stuff, I would definitely recommend that you watch this show. Also, it's very fun, very enjoyable. If you have kids, if you have a younger niece or nephew or a younger brother or sister, I would definitely recommend that you watch this show with them. I think you would highly enjoy that sort of thing. This has been a very short video. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this. This has mostly just been me saying, if you have not seen this show, try and find some way to watch it. It's very fun, very enjoyable. I highly recommend that you do so. And that is all I have to say today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you will give this show a chance, and whether you do or don't, I will see you guys tomorrow with some other kind of video. So until then, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.